This quick video will show how to make a closed question quiz that will grade on its own. The first thing you're going to do is add an activity or resource, and then you're going to add a quiz activity. You're going to give the quiz a title and then a description. Just a few of the settings, I usually allow only one attempt, just depending on what you're doing. This means that there's going to be a new question on every page. And then for review options, you need to decide what you want them to see, if you want them to see the right answer, and when you want them to see that. And then also feedback. At the very end, if they get 100, you can leave a little description of feedback. And then the same if they get an 80, 70, or below. Then you're going to go to Save and Display once your settings are set up. Notice that I can edit the quiz right from here. Okay. And I'm going to add a new question. Okay. And choose short answer. You're going to give the question a name. This could just be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the question text is going to be what the student's going to see. So sometimes I make these the same. Notice that you can add a picture if you want to the question. Okay. Note that case is unimportant, but we're actually going to use the asterisk as a wildcard because there are several words that would indicate a right answer here. So we can use, they have to include question, hypothesis, and experiment. Note that we could just put one of these in. So we could have just said if they say hypothesis, they get it right by just using one of the words. If you have an answer that they need to use exactly, then you will just leave out the asterisk and then put that there, but they have to answer that exactly with just that word. So we're going to say if they put either one of these, they're going to get 100%. Okay. And then we're going to do Save Changes. From here, this question is added. Note that I can add other questions here, and I can add from the question bank. So we'll go ahead and take this test really quick. So I'm going to go to Attempt Quiz Now, and it will say, what are the steps of the scientific method? Remember that we can put method consists of, and as long as we have the word hypothesis, we should get this correct. If I would have left out the second option, we would need to have hypothesis, experiment, and question. Notice they're out of order, but if I have all three of those words in, I should get this quiz correct. So we're going to go to Next, Submit All and Finish. And note that I get 100 of 100 because I have those keywords in the answer. To get back to the test, the student will click Finish Review. And then we're going to show how if I was going to edit this test, you might go ahead and edit that straight from your question bank. So if you go to Administration, you'll notice that there's a question bank option here. Okay, so we have what are the steps of the scientific method, but notice these are not separated by categories. So I'm going to actually go to Categories, and I'm going to add a category. So this might be Test 1, it might be a certain unit. That way you can keep these questions organized a little bit. I'm just going to put the same information here and add category. Okay, notice then when we go to questions, we can actually take some of these questions and we can move them to Test 1, Unit 1. Now notice that when I select categories, I'll see here are all my questions, but when I go to Test 1, Unit 1, I have just this one question. I can also create new questions anytime I want, so I could go in and put the rest of my test. And I could add another question and choose the category. To edit the quiz after I've already started, I'm going to go ahead and click on the quiz. Then I'm going to go to Administration and Edit Quiz. From here, notice that I can add, and I can add straight from the question bank if I want to. So then now I can click another question and note that I can go up here and sort by category. For now, I'm going to add one that's not already in the quiz. And then I've got a second question added, and note that I have different point values. I can edit those here if I want to, and then you're going to click Save. To go back to your course, you'll just click right here, and then your quiz is ready to go.